One more, I promise. Welcome back to your daily dose. Rachel's busy. We got to get into the last one. Uh, so this is it. You are now engaged in a cinema therapy Fielding Your Dreams program. I had been wanting you to be part of this for a while, but of course, school was keeping you otherwise occupied. I'm so glad you are part of this. You're a very exciting part of the program because you're coming in as a professional in the field of social work. We have many people with Parkinson's predominantly. We have gotten more family members, care partners, which is a great expansion. However, the medical side, which you represent, has been underrepresented. So first off, thank you for taking the class. Secondly, tell me why you think it's important, and even early on, a couple of weeks in, what you're getting out of it or noticing.
I am noticing how much I enjoy like being a character in a story rather than writing my story. I um I think it's very cool to fictionalize your story. And I never thought about that before.
And
And
important, I
I
just want to point that out, just say that's aesthetic distance, right? We talk about that because people think you're right. I want to hit that just to say that people talk about, oh, well, we do tell us your story. I mean, organizations tell us all the time. It's like, you know what they do? People say, I got sick, it was scary, then I started exercising and got better. It's like, those really aren't the type of stories we're talking about. You taking this fictionalization angle, you're finding more. So I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
Please continue.
absolutely. I am finding more. And um, I think that you giving us this tool to use ChatGPT in a way that we are giving it the crux of our story. We're telling it the main points of it essentially and asking it to put it together in a creative way. And the way that it does, it's like it hits everything you want it to hit. It really does kind of get your story to where you want it to go or where you think you want it to go. And um and then it kind of enthuses me like that I want to keep doing it. I want to I don't know what's next. It's like
So, yeah, writing from a play standpoint, going back to what we talked about
mhm,
before, and that's where fiction is, right? We can play in fiction.
yeah,
It engages you to say, like what you just said, what's next? And you realize that you have agency, right? Something we talk so much about
yeah,
in this field. People with Parkinson's or any chronic condition tend to feel they don't have agency, that they are somehow less than or taken over by writing. The act of writing is extremely powerful. And even people who don't feel they're writers, by using ChatGPT in the
right.
way we do, gives them something to go, oh, and then you add yes and to that. Okay, ChatGPT said this, so I'm going to take this yes and right, build off of those things because the writer's block, I think that keeps a lot of people out of the class, the fear of
I
writing.
agree.
Yeah.
And I have been thinking about it through the eyes or like through my brain of a Parkinson's person who's wanting to share their story or having the desire to put something out but overwhelmed by the thought of writing and what and how will I get it all on paper. And um I I think that the people in our class that have Parkinson's are like having so much fun with having this creativity and having it be theirs and like um being able to create this almost legacy that you can then pass on.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, that's your story, but
That
that's
it
not
is.
you. That's Jimmy.
Right. And this is the point, right? Because yes, we're accepting that we're all going to die, number one, and that we would like to have our life remembered in a way that was meaningful to us. So why not write it before we go, right? And even if it's fictionalized, maybe especially if it's fictionalized, we know that most of our quote unquote true memories are really fictionalized too, because they're
Hmm.
emotionally charged. We don't remember the facts.
Right, right.
We remember the emotions. So last thing for you to wrap on this, talking to fellow social workers, if you were to mention to this now, because now that you can speak professionally here with your degree, what do you see as the value for social workers to be involved in the storytelling aspect, maybe to learn to tell their story and help others tell their own?
Absolutely. I mean, I could see this um just like sort of how improv is a intervention, this is an intervention to improve a quality of life. I mean, somebody who's writing this is automatically going to have pride in themselves for putting these words on paper and um, kind of having this creative ticked off in your brain that maybe you didn't think was there. I'm not really, I don't really believe myself to be a storyteller, and I sure thought I had a story to share. And so what a great way to have this be this story that is, you know, coming each week um with more and more of me with more and more help from ChatGPT.
And the classroom, right? Because you get the feedback
And
from a
yeah,
classroom,
and the feedback.
right?
Yeah.
That this is a communal experience, and that's the other thing I want to make sure people know. Well, and here's the final thing. So for everybody, again, watching this, thank you once again, Rachel. That Rachel is coming in as a groundbreaking student for us in Yes and Exercise, helping us to grow who we are. We are running this wonderful campaign for my 55th birthday, where we're celebrating Rachel coming to join YACS and validating it from a social work perspective. Social workers are some of my favorite people, so thank you for being one of them and being part of this. And you'll see the donation page there too. We hope you'll contribute to that to help pay Rachel's tuition, because she just graduated. I know what that's like. She doesn't have money for more tuition right now. So we want to do that because we're recognizing that Rachel is adding tremendous value to the program. She is growing and helping us grow. So Rachel, again, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you for what you do, Robert.
All right, I'll see you on
Looking
the
forward.
next.